Doesn't the sound of cracking open a cold can of Dr. Pepper make you crave the delicious substance inside? If not, I can proudly say we can no longer be friends. Today we are going over the substance that holds so much power over my life. We will discuss who invented Dr. Pepper, go over the original purpose of it, and lastly, go over the legal/trading rights that affected Dr. Pepper and what we know and love today. Getting started, the man I look up to today is Charles Alton. He was a young pharmacist in 1885. One way he likes to pass his time when he's not working is by working the soda fountains at the old corner drugstore on 4th Street and Austin Avenue. One silly little hobby he likes to do is he likes to mix random fruit flavors while on his day off. Who knew that one silly little hobby could create a masterpiece? Allegedly, the secret formula for Dr. Pepper is actually split into 2 halves and stored in 2 separate bank vaults in Texas. Although Charles Alton created Dr. Pepper, he did not name it. The alleged namer of Dr. Pepper is unknown, but the credit is given to Wade Morris, the first buyer of Dr. Pepper. He named it after, according to Thrillist, he named it after Charles T. Pepper, the man who permitted him to marry his daughter. Dr. Pepper wasn't created for something medical. It wasn't created for someone important. Instead, oddly enough, it was created to taste exactly how the old corner drugstore smelled, which is pretty silly if you ask me, but either way. An article called Texas, many believe that plum was actually in Dr. Pepper because of the scent that it gave off back in the day, which is why I guess you could say that they did take it for a medical reason. But either way, Dr. Pepper proved that there was no plum in it, and it was actually a cherry and almond scent. But an article called Texas Highways did a study that in 1956, Dr. Pepper wasn't seen to be bought as much in the colder seasons. So the president at the time, Wesby Parker, invented hot Dr. Pepper for any winter beverage all over the globe. This can be served hot, cold, slush, lukewarm. You name it, they did it. Texas actually served hot Dr. Pepper with lemon because they believed the dark cherry and almond flavored actually made the lemon less sweet. Many people also took it for a medical reason because they believed that the hotness of it actually cured the illness inside. Okay, let's put the cap back on and let's get into this roller coaster of a ride Dr. Pepper has been through. Starting in 1951, Dr. Pepper filed a lawsuit against Coca-Cola, suing them for $750,000 for anti-competitive pricing. Although this might seem something little, I don't believe that they actually won the lawsuit. After this, in 1969, Dr. Pepper actually became called a non-cola product, which might seem little, but it was actually a big win for Dr. Pepper at the time. At the same time, they were also moving out of Texas, and they were moving to a big popular place of New York. In 1972, Dr. Pepper sued Coca-Cola again for trademark infringement over Cola's drink Peppo, and Coca-Cola decided to name it Mr. Pibb, even though I believe Mr. Pibb sounds a lot closer to Dr. Pepper than Peppo, but clearly not. After this, Dr. Pepper actually decided to become a private company. Several times, Coca-Cola tried to buy Dr. Pepper and merge with it, but was continuously kept being blocked by the Federal Trade Commission because they believed that it would create a monopoly in the economy. So, to save them from this, 7-Up decided to merge with Dr. Pepper. According to Wikipedia, Dr. Pepper decided they were going to get into more trouble, and they allowed Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys to be in their commercial, which is why the Dallas Cowboys actually ended up breaking the contract with Coca-Cola because the stadium was actually sponsored by Coca-Cola, and they even had their products. But the NFL decided to not care about the contract and to allow them to partner with Dr. Pepper, even with the consequences. As we can see, Dr. Pepper has come a long way since the old corner drugstore. It has evolved since the most misunderstood drink to today's slogan, "There's just more of it." Emphasis of the 23 fruit flavors and their unique taste. Now we all know the legal and trade that has affected Dr. Pepper today. We got to see what was the original purpose, and lastly, we got to see who invented it. Thanks to Charles Alton, Wade Morris, and Charles T. Pepper, we can all give a round of applause to Dr. Pepper.